Marijuana. What thoughts come to mind when you hear that word? Stoners, pothead, illegal substance? Yeah, those are words that all have been associated with marijuana. Now, what thoughts come to mind when you hear about lower crime rates, boosting local economies without raising taxes, herbal or natural ways to treat cancer and other diseases? Well, possibly a better quality of life may have crossed your mind. Marijuana is a plant that has been around for thousands of years. This plant is considered illegal by the modern world, yet has scientific evidence proving it can help with many health issues, including those suffering from cancer. A society where it isn't a crime to possess this plant, where it can be purchased locally, and is valued for its medical purposes is one that can and does exist. Having some background information about marijuana is relevant to its legalization. According to Narconon International's History on Marijuana, its documented existence starts in 2737 BC, listed in an ancient Chinese medical reference. From there, its use spread to India, North Africa, and eventually Europe. When marijuana was introduced to the Americas in the mid-1500s, it was planted alongside other crops like tobacco and cotton. Hemp was sold as a source of fiber and was also used for recreational and medicinal purposes. The sale of marijuana did not become illegal in the United States until the 1970s, when it was classified as a Schedule I drug along with heroin and LSD. Today, marijuana is still considered illegal by the federal government, but state laws are changing the climate. Open any newspaper or turn on any news station and you'll see that crime has certainly not gone down, nor has the war on drugs died out. And this is true for most of the country. However, for the few states that have legalized marijuana, crime rates are down. According to an article posted by The Cannabist, the Drug Policy Alliance, or DPA, reports that Denver's rate of marijuana possession was lowered by 47% from 2013 to 2014 after marijuana was legalized. Washington State has seen a change in crime as well. In a press release from drugpolicy.org, all marijuana-related crimes have decreased at least 60% since the legalization of cannabis. Decriminalizing the possession of marijuana allows task forces to fight the war on more harmful and dangerous drugs. In addition to their findings in Colorado, the DPA also claims that Washington has saved millions of dollars in resources that law enforcement used to keep marijuana off the streets. Consequently, the law is able to focus on more important public health concerns that come along with the abuse of more harmful drugs. The decrease in marijuana crime helps bring down overcrowding in jails and prisons, making room for more dangerous offenders. Outside of those states that have legalized marijuana, the plant remains to be today's most popular illegal stimulant. The National Institute on Drug Abuse reports that marijuana is the most commonly used illicit drug, with 19.8 million users in a single month according to a 2013 survey. That's 7.5% of people aged 12 and older. This clearly shows how widely the drug is used. If marijuana sales were regulated, they could certainly benefit local economies. The states that have already legalized marijuana have not only proved this is a profitable business, they've surpassed early estimates of revenue. An article released early this year by the Tax Foundation claims that Colorado had only predicted to bring in $70 million of revenue from marijuana sales, but that number is expected to double to $140 million. As you can see in this chart from Bloomberg Stock Market News, Washington State expects to see somewhere between $350 and $400 billion in tax revenue by 2019. In Oregon, a majority of the tax revenue from marijuana sales will be given to schools. The rest of the revenue will go to rehab centers, police departments, and other municipal needs. So as you can see, profits can be allocated to improve public education, law enforcement agencies, and local economies as a whole. And this is what we're finding in the few states that have moved towards legalization. If marijuana remains illegal, we'll never know the full impact that profits could have financially here in the United States. The aforementioned reduced prison overcrowding and lower crime rates alone will help to lessen our country's deficit. But there's another industry that could benefit financially from marijuana's legalization and utilization, and that's healthcare. Imagine with me for a moment an organic medicine that has been around since the beginning of time that has numerous health benefits to our modern world. This medicine can aid those fighting cancer, tumors, and other ailments. What is this organic substance, you ask? And where can we get this medicine? Surprise! The answer is cannabis. And according to High Science, it can legally be obtained as medicine in Washington, D.C. and the 23 states that have already passed medical marijuana laws. And we've all heard that cannabis is an effective treatment for glaucoma, multiple sclerosis, and the side effects associated with cancer treatment, which are included in this infographic of the top 10 benefits of cannabis from azmarijuana.com. What you may not have known was that cannabis is also an effective treatment for seizures, migraines, OCD, ADD, Crohn's disease, Alzheimer's, and PMS. The article, 50 Unexpected Benefits of Cannabis You Might Not Know, adds that there's evidence that the plant also helps with weight loss, regulating and preventing diabetes, relieving depression, treating autism, mending broken bones quicker, and the list goes on and on. Legalizing marijuana will allow further medical studies where we can explore the full potential of cannabis as a medicine. Now, we can't talk about legalizing marijuana without discussing the potential for it to be used recreationally. Going back to the High Science article, it's reported that a majority of Americans are in favor of legalizing recreational use. In addition to the medical benefits, recreational use of marijuana can help with sleep, improve dreams, promote productivity, inspire creativity, and provide a safer alternative to alcohol and narcotics. Now, even with these benefits, it would still be wise to impose restrictions similar to the ones already in place for tobacco and alcohol purchases, such as labeling requirements and age restrictions. The final benefit to legalizing marijuana that we would like to discuss is the opportunity to cultivate hemp. Hemp is a sustainable alternative to many products that we use every day, as shown in a 2014 Huffington Post article on the wonders of hemp as a crop. It's relatively common knowledge that hemp can be made into a material that's comparable to cotton. But did you know it can be made into plastic as well? Not only that, but its composite is stronger, cheaper, lighter, and recyclable. Studies also show that hemp seed oil can be formulated into biofuels. According to The Guardian, land does not need to be cleared to grow hemp. It grows faster than any other crop, and it leaves soil in better condition after it's harvested. Now, while hemp has shown that it's a renewable resource and is environmentally friendly, an article posted last year by thinkprogress.org claims that its pseudo-legalization is proving otherwise. Because of the legal status, some growers are forced indoors and then need to simulate light, consuming 9% more electricity. Pesticides may not be necessary for growing the crops. However, materials used to keep other forms of wildlife from disrupting growth have caused ecological stress. Legalizing the growth of hemp crops will force farms to be regulated and managed, less energy will be needed to produce crops, and the carbon footprint and other environmental changes will be reduced. So in conclusion, while legalizing marijuana won't eliminate crime, it will alleviate resources used to fight it and will allow law enforcement to focus on more dangerous drugs. Revenue from sales of marijuana can be utilized to fund local economic needs. Legalization will open the door for medical studies where cannabis's true medicinal potential can be more thoroughly explored. And finally, the ability to cultivate hemp crops could help replace unsustainable resources and improve the environment. Yes, there will be a learning curve and some trial and error before we get regulations right, but it seems pretty clear to us. The potential benefits for legalizing marijuana far outweigh the risks, and we hope this presentation has convinced you of the same. Thank you.